Basketball.
It's time to strap in and get ready. The Insight NBA team is in the arena, bringing you the ultimate play-by-play on who's hot and who's not to help you win your leagues and dominate your mates. You're now hooping with your hosts, Matty G, Skiddy, and Mally for the Insight NBA show.
G'day everyone and welcome to the Insight Fantasy Sports Podcast. I'm your host, Skiddy IFS, where you can find me on Twitter and all those good things. And this is the Weekend Heat Check. And I'm joined by the main man, Sacramento Kings legend himself, Adam King. How are you, mate?
Very good, mate. Good I could squeeze in a show. I'm hitting the road in about 2 hours, but always time for a show. I'm actually going up to have dinner with Matthew Garrett tonight.
Oh, damn. The G Wiggle.
There you go. Yep.
How good is that? I mean, geez, if you're in the area of, let's just say the Queensland variety, then just stop around. You might be able to see Kingy and G having a nice meal together.
Yeah. No, it'll be good. It'll be good. Looking forward to some dinner. Fantastic
to hear. And before we get started, you might see there Adam King is wearing the our Day Ones standard squeeze shirt. In the apparel, oh, geez. Sorry, I've cut out for a second there. In the apparel, which is fantastic. I've got the 4-in-1, which we love to see. Thank you very much to our Day Ones. The standard squeeze. How good is that, Kingy? The pink one, you bloody beauty. Keeping your coffees warm in the morning and your beers cold at night. Cannot go wrong there.
Yep. No, it's the first time I've used it for a coffee. I've used it for cold drinks, but not a coffee yet. So, no, excited to enjoy and see if it boosts the flavour.
It definitely does. They make it with absolute pure material, so we love them very, very much. Head over there, use the promo code IFS15 to get 15% off whatever you like there at the standard squeeze. You can see the link in the description. They're fantastic. And just before we get stuck in as well, Kingy, we've got to do a very, very special shout-out. Our man that has been with us as a sponsor and a friend of the show for a very, very long time, Ron from Astute Newstead. Ryan and his lovely wife, Maddie, congratulations on bringing in your first child to the world. Freddie, congratulations to you too. Absolutely wonderful news. So from everyone over me and Kingy and everyone at Insight, congratulations, brother. Love to see that. But Kingy, we'll get stuck into a bit of scheduling before we get into some ads and drops. Guys in the comments, thank you very much for saying g'day, and I will bring them up with Kingy shortly. As before, I just get into the schedule work. So after the one game yesterday, Kingy, which sucked, we now have a 12-game Friday slate for the NBA Cup action, which I'm very, very much excited to get stuck into. 5 tomorrow and then 10 on Sunday. So Saturday is where we are looking at targeting. And the back-to-backs for today and tomorrow, we have the Lakers, Pelicans, Kings, Spurs, Raptors. Does anyone really jump onto your mind as being like the first guy that pops in from any of those teams or anyone today?
You'd have to put those teams back on the screen so I can remember
right.
who they are. Lakers, no. Unless Anthony Davis sits a game, which I don't know, maybe he will, but if they're healthy, not really. Pelicans, I mean, we're already streaming as many as we can from New Orleans with the team they're running out. If DeMar DeRozan is out tonight, Keon Ellis, Kevin Huerter, if they're available for the Spurs, I don't know, maybe Steph Castle, Keldon Johnson, they're not that exciting. And for the Raptors, I mean, guys like Agbaji, they're already rostered, I think, in most leagues. So probably not a lot.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, look, if Davis does sit for some reason, he's day to day as he always is. That's why he's day to day. But Hayes and Wood are both out, so it's going to have to be Christian Koloko, and then Rui Hachimura would probably have to play big alongside LeBron against the Spurs. Wemby could really, really do some damage tonight, but there's that one there. And then the next day we have Hornets, Mavs, Jazz, and then that's going in to the end of the week there for the stream. Sunday, Monday, we have the Hawks, Bulls, Pistons, Rockets, Suns, Clippers, Pacers, Heat, Wizards, and Knicks. just for guys that if you need to be able to, you can screenshot that one. Just have a look at if you keep that up to date there. Gee, we've got a couple of guys in the comments before we get stuck into each of the games today. Big Horse, absolutely loving it. Appreciate you, my brother. IJ asking if there's any update on Movember. I will get on to Brano. I forgot to do it last weekend. I apologise, my man. I'm guessing Horse is talking to me there, Kingy, but it could also be to you. That's looking like some great growth there, mate. Loving that.
No, look, I have done Movember before, and I can. There's photo evidence on social media of me with a good mo. But I've said this on other shows. I wear a CPAP machine when I sleep because I'm a noted snorer, and as part of that, I have to, believe it or not, tape my mouth shut every night. And so I can't do a mo because the tape doesn't stick.
Oh, it hurts. That hurts.
My wife is very happy. She does not want me to grow one, but it's disappointing.
You sure Mrs. King can't just give you 1 month where you can just, don't worry about it. Sorry, sweetheart, I'm going to have to snore this month. I just need to grow the mo out.
No, look, honestly, if I don't sleep with the machine now, I can't function the next day. It's made that much of a difference that I basically, I'm wiped for the day if I don't use it. So, yeah.
I'll tell you what, that's a good way. You should just look straight in the camera, give them a plug, and then hopefully they see it and give a couple of freebies. We've got a message here from Corey Blackledge. G'day, legend. Which 3 to play out of Royce O'Neill, KCP, and Jay Huff and Boucher? Which one is the odd one out there, Kingy?
Look, I'd probably play Royce O'Neill because I think he's going to get minutes.
Beal's out as well.
Yeah, Beal's out. And then of the other, none of them are super appealing. Grizzlies are getting healthy. They've got Bain back potentially. They've got Williams back potentially. Smart is back. I know they don't play center, but it's just more bodies on the floor. KCP's pretty underwhelming, but at least he's got a solid role. Boucher, I don't know. Boucher's been okay. I don't know. Maybe I'd play Boucher and KCP. I don't know. I'd only play Huff if you need blocks.
Yes, I would agree with you there. And Clark could be playing as well. If Clark doesn't play, then I'd feel a bit more comfortable with Huff's minutes. But
yeah, maybe.
I think Huff's probably the other one out. If not, then it's probably KCP because unless you need steals, so he's always a good one there. Corey's going for 4-0. He's like, congratulations, Corey. It sounds like you have hit the nail on the head there. Keep me posted with who you decide to leave off there, mate. Carmody, our man, absolute legend. Hey, guys, who would you drop, Najee Marshall or Abdia in a deep 9-cat head-to-head league? I need to drop one to take a player off IL, sorry. Ooh, that's a good question, Najee and Abdia. I think Najee Marshall would be the one there, but, depends. Because obviously he's the first guy off the bench, while that's the same with Abdia. And now Abdia is starting to lose minutes with Shaden Sharp coming back. That's a real tough one. I think Abdia is just the better fantasy player, and that's where I lean.
Yeah, I think he is. I think if they were getting the same amount of minutes, it's probably Marshall that I'd drop. But at the moment, I think because Marshall's playing a bit more with Washington out. Washington is doubtful for tomorrow.
Correct.
Yeah, look, neither of them are must roster. I don't think you're going to drop one and then he's going to blow up or anything like that. So, I don't know. Take your pick, really. Maybe Avdia because his minutes are a bit lower. But yeah, I think either are fine. I don't think you can go wrong.
Perfect. IJ, you're a cheeky bugger. Call me a pelican. Thank you very much. And Corey said he's going to go with Huff as a point league. Yeah, then definitely I would be going Huff there, mate. I reckon we get stuck into a couple of these games that we're going to be talking about for today because we've got thank God that worked. We've got the NBA Cup today, and we had some absolute bangers last game out for the first time of the NBA Cup. Who would have seen the bloody Atlanta Hawks beating the Boston Celtics? That was just unreal. So I think we get a couple of good
to be clear, should we say that Dyson Daniels beat the Boston Celtics?
Well, I know that's what you want to say. So yes, we can definitely say that Dyson Daniels beat the Boston Celtics. We're going to give a bit of love to to Johnson as well. He's been absolutely unreal to start this season. But either way, just the Hawks, that was just ultra impressive. But we're not starting with the Hawks, though. We're starting with Miami versus Indiana, Kingy. And, Indiana have been pretty piss poor.
Yeah. I mean, their form really rides on Halliburton, doesn't it? So if he's playing well, they play well, and he hasn't played well. Well, he hasn't offensively. He hasn't played well. He's still getting some steals and assists and those things, but just not being aggressive. So I don't know whether he's still sort of bothered by some sort of injury that's floating around there. But outside of 1 or 2 games, he hasn't looked his best. So hopefully tonight he can get things back on track. I hope so, because I have him in a couple of teams and it's been hard.
I think as well, no Jimmy Butler, obviously. Highsmith is the guy that's getting the main rotation minutes there. Kevin Love's now back, so Jovic has been taking a bit of a hit. But Miami are just swinging everything that they can at the moment. Benny Mack has been unreal for the Indiana Pacers. I don't know why he's just decided that he can pull 12 rebound games out of his ass for fun now, but he does that. So that's awesome. Pretty stoked with that. The free throw is still high for Benny Mack. So if you don't have Benny Mathurin while Nembhard and Neesmith are out, I think it's definitely the pickup. I think it's also a good one where even when Nembhard and Neesmith come back, I think Benny Mack can still stay in the starting lineup. I can't see any reason why they need to continue with Nembhard Halliburton combination.
No, I think they showed last year that they would like Mathurin to be their starter, but he was just so bad that they had to move away from him. And then they got hot. They got on a roll. They got into the playoffs. All that stuff. So I certainly think that they will give Mathurin another chance, given how well he's been playing, because he makes sense as that 5th starter.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And he takes that scoring load that Halliburton apparently cannot do. And now we move over to Philadelphia versus the Orlando Magic. Philly are playing Embiid and George today, so that's going to be interesting to see. Hopefully Embiid can stop being the 147th ranked player per game this season after a dismal start to it, but that's all right. That's what happens when you come back from injury. Orlando without Paolo Banchero, Wendell Carter, as always. Who are you liking here, Kingy? Are you giving any love to rookies in Jared McCain and Tristan Da Silva, or happy to fold?
No, look, I think McCain is still worth holding on to. He's been really good the last 3 games.
Yep.
Yeah, with these guys back, we don't know what he's going to do. But if you've got him, you just hold. 12 games tonight, so
yes,
he potentially is on your bench anyway. But if you've got him and he's there and he's in your starting lineup, I would just roll him out and see what we can get. As for Da Silva, no. It's not. Yeah, I'm just curious to see how Joel Embiid looks on the court, because he just looks really clunky and slow, and it is worrying that he's just. I mean, he's not done. He's so talented that he's not done. But yeah, I don't know. It doesn't look great. So curious to just keep an eye on him, and then have a look at Yabusele as well, just to see.
Oh yeah.
Let's just see. I mean, Drummond's out, which means Yabusele is going to be the backup, but I'm wondering whether they do move Yabusele into that role permanently, because Drummond hasn't been great.
No, he has not. But Yabusele's ability, 7 or 8 assists against the Cavs was So not bad. Yeah. They're using him as a hub. And for people asking, and shout out to my little brother who picked him up before the Cavs game. Yes, Jared McCain was currently the 43rd ranked player this week. So good on Jared McCain. Kingy, we move across Detroit versus Toronto. And hey, look, don't look now, but Detroit almost have as many wins as they did last year. So we're getting a little something here from Detroit. 5-8 currently versus Toronto, 2-10. For Detroit, Ivy is game time. Fontecchio, Hardaway, both out. I can't believe Hardaway is not just ruled out after those shots to the head, but whatever. Thompson having the good news that he is now returning back to basketball activities after his blood clot. So good on Asar Thompson. Happy for him. And then for Toronto, Barnes, Brown, Olenek quickly, and Walter is all out. What are you liking here, Kingy? You giving any love to Malik Beasley after his big game last game out?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, he's not going to do what he did in that game, but we know that he can hit threes, but we also know that he can be bad in starters minutes because he was starting for the Bucks and he was terrible last year. So, yeah, look, if you need points and threes, take a flyer on him. But I like what the Pistons are doing, and I said in the preseason that I thought they were going to be competitive this season. I don't think that they will push for a playoff spot. I mean, the East is so bad that maybe they do just sort of bumble their way into a... It's bad in terms of the bad teams. There's a lot of them. I know the Cavs.
Boston.
I know they've got potentially the two best teams in the league at the moment, but in terms of that bottom half, it's just a bunch of teams that suck. So no, I like the Pistons. Beasley worth a look, and then for Toronto, quickly he's had a rough go of things with various injuries. But we just keep rolling out Grady Dick, Agbaji, I guess Davion Mitchell, but I would rather those other guys. There's a lot of streamers I'd rather than Davion Mitchell at the moment.
Yeah, I can definitely get on board with that. Probably Boucher as well, as our man Corey said earlier, could definitely be a go. One of the guys to look at. Agbaji's been like one of the worst fantasy players for the last 2 years, and he's genuinely looked like good player and a good option the last 2 games. So good on there for Agbaji. And then going from guys that have disappointed Kingy from the start of the season to someone that has gotten Kingy well and truly up and about and very, very much excited. Atlanta versus Washington. That's right. We're talking about Dyson Daniels. And, geez, I'll tell you what, Kingy, the amount of support that we put into Dyson Daniels before the season started, and all we got back was, oh my God, that is Aussie bias. That is just complete Aussie bias. Well, 6.5 steals per game does not lie. So, no. How good is that? Talk to us. I mean, I'll quickly say Washington, Faye Brogdon obviously still out for Atlanta. Bogdanovic, Buffkin, Krejci, Lundy, Zeller all out, which means that DeAndre Hunter is now back. Trey Young is now back, Okay, so apparently he has an Achilles injury and now he's back in 2 games. Something's not adding up there for me. But other than Dyson Daniels, Kingy, what do you like about the Hawks?
Obviously, having Trey back, that sort of levels everything out, and we're sort of back to normal. Curious to see what Ricochet's role looks like with Hunter back, and whether they move Hunter back into the starting lineup eventually. It might not be tonight, but do have to remember that Hunter, he was out with a knee. I think it was a knee injury. It was something anyway. But the last few games have been due to personal reasons. So his knee has been fine for a week. So potentially he's been active. He's been ramping up. So this might not be a case where he only plays 20 minutes. He might come in and play 30 straight away. Let's just see what Ricochet and Hunter look like, and then let's see what they do with the Capella, Okongwu, Larry Nance sort of center rotation, because Nance has been arguably the best of the 3.
Yeah, absolutely. You could definitely say that, because his ability to expect the floor and the fact that he's shooting 62% from 3 or whatever, it's like something outrageous. Yeah. So, and it works well. Also, so DeAndre Hunter, yes, he is currently the 22nd ranked player per game this season. Very, very hot start for Hunter. It'll be good to see him get back. I think you've hit the nail on the head there, Kingy. And let's just hope. I mean, look, I'm going to say it. All right? I'm going to be the one to say it. If Dyson Daniels is averaging 6 steals against the Celtics, imagine what he's going to do to Jordan Poole. Oh my God, this could be an absolute steals fest. He could almost get a triple double.
He might. Yeah. Look, I mean, if we're being honest, Daniels has overachieved in the last week. He's not going to average 6 or 7 steals, but and the fact that Trey was out in that last game and he had 28 points. So, look, he has overachieved, but I'm just, it's exciting to see him sort of translating what we thought he had into real life value. So it's been fun.
And also, too, we can't undersell. He's the only player since Robert Covington in 2015 to get 24 steals in 4 games. So bloody impressive there by Dice. We can't keep talking about him all day, so we'll go along to something that I'm very, very excited about. Cleveland versus Chicago. Cavs going for 14-0. danger game in my eyes, by the way, for the Cavs. For Chicago, Lonzo Ball's still out for the Cavs. Merrill is out, Strus is out, Bates is out. And then Allen has that knee worry. Mobley is sick. They are both game time. I would assume that Allen will play. I'm still a little bit iffy on Mobley. If they sit, I don't care who you are, what you're doing. You do not pick up Tristan Thompson. Dean Wade, on the other hand, though, but anything else that you're looking at here, Kingy?
No, for the Bulls, not really. I mean, Patrick Williams has somehow been good for a week. Just add him and be ready to drop at any point. Dosunmu, he has a little bit of value. He was really good in the last game. So I don't mind him. And then, for the Cavs, they're just playing so well that they're not really going to play with the rotation too much. I think Mobley was downgraded from probable to questionable, which means that he's potentially not feeling the best. So if he's out, don't have Tristan Thompson. It might just be that they play a bit more Karis LeVert and they shift everyone up. I don't think there's going to be, if Mobley's out, we add this one player because they don't really have anyone that can step in and produce. Like you said, Dean Wade would probably start, but he's not a fantasy guy unless he's playing 80 minutes a night.
Exactly right.
Probably not going to happen.
Bloody hell. And also, too, just a quick fun fact: Karis LeVert is actually the leader in plus minus this season in the NBA, and second is Derek White, who has played 200 more minutes than Karis LeVert. So good on them. How good's that? And we move across. Battle of New York. How good's this? Brooklyn versus New York Knicks. For the Nets, Bogdanovic, Claxton is out. Sharp and Watford, which means that we're going to be getting a lot of Dorian Finney-Smith at the 5. And then for the Knicks, Brunson is game time, Payne is game time, McBride is game time. They probably shouldn't even worry about listing the Knicks bench because they just don't play or rock up. Karl-Anthony Towns is game time. Achua and Robinson are out. I'll tell you what, Kingy, I don't know about for fantasy-wise or anything like that today, but for betting-wise, my God, I want Karl-Anthony Towns to sit because Jericho Sims on rebounds over is going to be huge. It's going to feed my family.
Yeah, it's we've said this all season. One injury and the Knicks are in trouble. And if Cat, especially a front court injury, because as you said, Achua is out, Robinson's out. DeMar DeRozan has just been ruled out. By the way, so so. For the Thunder, for the Nets, sorry, not the Thunder. With no Claxton there, Simmons will probably start, but his role is much the same whether he's starting or not. So no real bump or anything there. But maybe we see a little bit more Noah Clowney, so that could be interesting. And then for the Knicks, if Towns is out, it's I suppose it's Jericho Sims because he's all they've got. And he'll get.
Don't be sleeping on Jericho Sims when he's coming up against Dorian Finney-Smith. He could easily get 18 rebounds and 0 points on 0 shots and 0 assists.
He could, yes. If we do get word that Cat is out and they play relatively early, so we may get word before lineups lock. If you need rebounds, look at Sims.
Yeah,
could be a good option. Yeah.
Another great option for today is the Los Angeles Lakers versus the San Antonio Spurs. Jeez, I would stuff that up. Anthony Davis is day to day as always. Rui Hachimura is game time. Hayes is out. Chifino's out. Vanderbilt's obviously still out. Wood is out. And then for the Spurs, we've got Trey Jones and Jeremy Sohan. I mean, look, Lakers are on a back-to-back. And I just still have no interest whatsoever in looking at Cam Reddish. Could not give a stuff in the slightest. I don't think there's anyone that's really a pickup for either of these teams, unless, as you said earlier, Steph Castle, maybe Champagne, maybe for threes. But, God, it still doesn't feel great.
Yeah, it's pretty yuck, this game in terms of fantasy. Cam Reddish, no. D'Angelo Russell has been bad, so just let's see if he can actually do something. If Anthony Davis is out, then maybe there's a little bit of value in Koloko. but I'm not sure they can play him huge minutes because he's still sort of working his way back from a year and a half off. And then for the Spurs, I mean, Castle, Champagne, Keldon Johnson, but on a day where there's 12 games, I think there's better options than those guys.
Yeah, I think you've absolutely nailed that one there, mate. That is bang on the money. That should be a good game, actually, because if Davis doesn't play, God, Wemby could absolutely feast. I would love to see that. And this is the biggest surprise of the day, Kingy. We've got Denver versus the Pelicans. And when I first saw the line of Denver -3, I went, what the hell is going on here? But then I realized Nikola Jokic is out for personal reasons. So if you are the Jokic owner, this is not good because this is only, isn't a 2-game week for the Nuggets as well. So not great for your matchup. Gordon is also out. And that means Zeke Naji will most likely get the start at center. Or we could see what happened last year when Jokic didn't play. And the Nuggets just went with DeAndre Jordan and Reggie Jackson, who tore apart the Clippers, if you remember, in that game. Yep. So Naji is what we would assume, but DeAndre Jordan, don't be surprised. And then for the Pelicans, the injury parade is still going on. Alvarado, Hawkins, Jones, McCollum, Murray, and Zion all out. Missy, our boy, getting up for a double-double the other day at $9.50, you beauty. That could be a good shout today as well. But Green, Boston Jr. is the main guy for me that I think is the waiver wire pickup.
Yeah, for the Nuggets, it's Watson should be rostered. Brown should obviously be rostered. And maybe it's Najee, maybe it's Jordan, maybe it's Dario Saric. There's options there. So, but none of them I don't think are worth sort of grabbing. Jokic's absence, I'm pretty sure his wife's having a baby, so I don't think it's I don't think it's a long-term thing. It's like, as you said, it's only a 2-game week, so this is a perfect time for him to have the night off because he's got days either side of it to spend with the family. So I don't think this is a long-term thing. And for the Pelicans, I mean, you stream anyone you can, really. Missy, Missy could have a good game here if they don't roll out DeAndre Jordan because Missy is simply just going to be the biggest guy on the court.
Yeah,
so,
correct.
Boston should be rostered everywhere by now. I don't know, Javonte Green, I suppose, but again, on a 12-game night, there's better options.
Yeah, could not agree there. I think you hit, you may have actually cooked with a little bit of something there, Key, where you said Dario Saric. Saric can pass. He can be used as a hub. We've seen him be used as a hub for smaller roles in Phoenix and in Philadelphia. There is a chance that, they could roll him out there and he could be, he's nowhere going to be near Jokic, but he could get, some numbers. He's done it before.
Yeah, I think of the three of them, he is the closest to Jokic in terms of skill set. He's obviously a very, very watered down version, but he can spread the floor. He can get assists. He's a decent rebounder. So if they just simply want to slot someone in to play that Jokic role, then it would be Saric. So it could be a mixture. We might get 18 minutes of Saric, 12 of Najee, and 14 of DeAndre Jordan or something. Yeah. But it probably depends a little bit on Missy because DeAndre Jordan would obviously be the best matchup for Missy there. So it probably depends on who's dictating the game and whether they go small and that sort of thing. So it's pretty, it's risky, I think, to go for any of those guys.
It is a high risk, high reward in my eyes, but we could probably go better. For the next game, we have the Clippers versus the Rockets, who just played the other night and Houston won. So we have that one there. Houston get a couple of guys coming back to full health, which is nice, in Freddie VanVleet and who else was it? I forgot who else was injured. Oh, no, Stephen Adams is game time still. Sorry, my bad. So we have that one there. Then for the Clippers, Bumba Leonard, Tucker's not even on the team, so who cares there? Chris Dunn is the guy that we are circling. We had him locked in last week to really be the guy to watch here. He's been looking nice since he's come into the starting lineup for Terrence Mann, even though Terrence Mann had a ripper the other day as well. Are you buying into Chris Dunn? Do you like Derek Jones Jr.? Obviously not Powell's obviously been rostered, but and then what do you make of the Houston lineup? Because my God, the way you have the rotation from health for fantasy owners, Thompson, Tari, doesn't matter. Jock Landale, they just don't care.
No, yeah. Look, I think for the Clippers, Dunn has to be rostered. We don't know if he's gonna start for a week or a month. We just don't know. But certainly, Terrence Mann doesn't need to be starting. We've seen that. As you said, he was good in that last game, but we also had a sample size of 4 years of him being bad. So I'm not going to take one game over 4 years. But Chris Dunn, we know if he plays 30 minutes, he'll get steals, assists. He's pretty efficient. So, yeah, I think if he's available, you go and add him. And then for the Rockets, Tari and the men should both be rostered by now. Pretty sure they would be. We're probably just watching Jabari Smith here because he's been pretty ordinary and get lots of questions. Do I drop Jabari Smith? And I think he's pretty close.
Yeah, he's one of those players where you've drafted and then you kind of go, him and D'Lo are probably the main two where you're going, geez, I am close to dropping these guys because they are being a pain in my ass. We're going over to Phoenix versus the Oklahoma City Thunder. Centerless basketball is paying dividends because J-Dub, I'll play that again. J-Dub is the center of the future here in Oklahoma City. My God, has he been good. Phoenix, Yusuf Nurkic is a game-time decision. Just by the way, if Yusuf Nurkic does play, my God, he could have an amazing amount of rebounds because that's just what the Oklahoma City Thunder have been letting up, so that's all right. Grayson Allen's game time. Beal, Durant are confirmed out. And then for OKC, Caruso is out alongside with Hartenstein, Chet Holmgren, and Jay Will. Who do you like in this one, Kingy? Royce O'Neal, probably the main one there?
Yeah, I guess so. Royce O'Neal, he's not super exciting, but he can give you a little bit of across-the-board stuff. Maybe Grayson Allen if you need threes because Beal's out. So maybe he sort of plays 26 or 28 minutes. If Nurkic is out, and this is sort of an ongoing injury that they're probably it sounds like they're going to manage it. So if he is out, Plumlee is the guy you want to look at there for, as you said, against this Thunder lineup. But in saying that, it might be that the Suns opt to go really small as well and just run Josh Okogie at the center.
Or Ryan Dunn.
Or Ryan Dunn, yeah. So if they were playing any team but the Thunder, you would just go, okay, it's Plumlee clearly if Nurkic is out. But against this Thunder team that they don't even have a center. But yeah, and then for the Thunder, it's tough. I mean, it's Cason Wallace, Isaiah Joe, Aaron Wiggins, but take your choice. Like they're all pretty good, but as we've seen, the Thunder basically rolls out a different starting lineup for every game. I think Cason Wallace is probably the safest just because he gets you 2 steals a game. But Isaiah Joe could come out and hit 6 threes. So, it's tough. There's a little bit of streaming value, but it's hard to know who to target.
Yeah, I think you've hit the nail on the head. I'd love to see just no player over 6'8" in this game play.
I think we will.
No one
at some point we will. Yeah. Because even if Nurkic plays and the Thunder are sort of controlling the game, part of that will be because Nurkic is simply too slow to guard anyone, and they're just going to pull him off the court and run with that small ball lineup. So it could be almost an all guard game.
This is going to be great to watch. So that's going to be one that I'm going to be circling. I can't wait to see that later on today. We scroll down as we go on to the last 2 games of the day, Kingy, and then you can bugger off to go do your go up and see the G Whizzle. We have the Grizzlies versus the Golden State Warriors. Geez, Warriors have looked good this year. 9-2 at the moment. Grizz could be getting Bane back. I would assume it's going to be the next game, but you never know with Desi Bane with the oblique. Clark is close to coming back, same as Vince Williams. He's been training as well. J.J. Jackson, Ja Morant still out. And then for the Warriors, D'Anthony Melton, as we heard yesterday with that ACL sprain, and they haven't given a timetable for his return. What do you like in this game, Kingy? And would you hold Melton, or do you think it's better just to cut losses?
Oh, I mean, if you've got an IL spot and it's sort of vacant, then I would hold him for now. But an ACL sprain can be, I mean, it's not as bad as an ACL tear, but it can be weeks. Like, we're not talking days here. We're talking multiple weeks. He's also had his back issues. I know he'd started and played pretty well, so it is tough. But I think it might be a situation where we have to move on. And then I guess looking at who steps up, it's probably Pajemski. It's probably a bit of Moses Moody as well. But again, they've just been like Pods has been so bad that I'd be hesitant to risk it on a night like this where you can probably stream in someone better. And for Memphis, if Bain plays, if Williams plays, if Clark plays, guys like Jalen Wells, they're going to lose some appeal here. So Marcus Smart is also back. He came back in the last game. So Wells is probably trending towards a drop. Aldama, I think, will trend that way. Scotty Pippen, I'd still hold because I think even when they're healthy, I think he's going to play 25 minutes a night. But the rest of these guys are sort of borderline at best.
And they can have their good times here and there, but this is the game where it's just deep teams. If they're both healthy, they're both just really, really deep teams. That's really hard to be able to stream and find the targets that we want. But as you said, it could be Pods, but then again, he might get benched for Hield, and you're just sitting there going, well, that sucks. So it is what it is. We go on to the last game of the night where Kingy's already dropped that. The Sacramento Kings will be without DeMar DeRozan, which means that it's going to be probably Herder and Ellis that get the start there. So the Sacramento Kings are also on a back-to-back. So it's a good time to pick up probably Herder and Ellis. They're a good shout for both of them today. I reckon it's just going to be a lot more of De'Aaron Fox as we saw last year. It's going to be him and Sabonis doing the two-man game with a lot of spacing on the floor. I think that's probably the way that they're going to look at it going forward. And then Minnesota are disappointing, let's say, to start the year, but they are at least healthy. If I watch this game, Kingy, and I watch a Julius Randle, Rudy Gobert pick and roll where they both run at the rim and then the defenders just have to stand there in the middle of them and then they turn it over again, I'm going to lose my goddamn mind.
Yeah, it's been pretty frustrating because I do like the Wolves, so I watch them a bit. And I know Randall's been, numbers-wise, he's been pretty good, but he's just getting in the way. Like Gobert has been bad because I know Cat is obviously bigger than Randall, but Cat doesn't just hover around in the middle of the key. Randall is just constantly, we know that he's a ball hog. He does his spin moves. He's trying to score. And it just clogs it up for Gobert. So it hasn't been good to this point. But if we remember back 2 years ago, Cat and Rudy weren't good together. Like they had to figure it out. So I think there's still hope because the roster is talented enough. But no real streaming value here. Mike Conley, I think he's probably close to a drop. If you've got him, just hold him for tonight. But he hasn't been that good. And then for the Kings, it's, as you said, Ellis, Herder are probably the guys we want to be targeting. And it'll be basically what we saw from the Kings last year because this is the team that they rolled out before they got DeRozan. So a lot of Fox, a lot of Sabonis, probably some more shots for Keegan Murray as well, which is maybe not a bad thing if you've got him. But no one else other than those guys.
Yeah, I could not agree with you more. You absolutely hit the nail on the head. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's all the games for today. That's what we're breaking down for you guys. So we hope that you have a lovely NBA Cup day. It's going to be a lot of good action, a lot of great games that we're going to be able to watch today as well. Remember to keep an eye on your streams. There's 12 games, so don't go ahead and just pick up some silly, almost okay, might be okay player. But if you have the open roster spots, look at the back-to-backs coming up for tomorrow. There's only 5 games tomorrow. Did I say that, Kingy? I think so. That sounds about right. Lovely. So that's going to be the low volume day that we want to target, 10 on Sunday, so another high volume there. But Kingy, I very, very much appreciate you joining me this evening. Why don't you tell us what's going on at FBI Basketball before you go and see the beautiful G Whistle?
Same as we're all doing. We're just doing daily shows and regular content, some articles. I am on Blue Sky now, so apparently that's where everyone is going, and it's looking pretty good. I'm always hesitant. I'm always skeptical whether anything is going to take over Twitter. But I mean, Blue Sky seems to be getting some good momentum. I think it's up, like the numbers are increasing daily in the millions. Okay. So people are shifting over there. So you can find me over there. Same user name thing, Adam King 91 on Twitter and Blue Sky. I have just seen, I was just scrolling through Twitter, and I've just seen the Cavs court for the in-season tournament, and man,
it's good or bad.
It is not pretty. Like it's just bright red. So yeah,
nice.
it's look, I can probably share it, to be honest. Oh, can I share? I don't know if I can share.
I have no idea.
Hang on. Maybe I can.
If you can, you might be able to send it back from your side.
Hang on. Let me just move this over here.
I'll send us back to the doubles.
All right. Let me just share my screen. Okay, here we go. Share.
Oh yeah, beautiful.
Right.
I can add that to stage, and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
Should be able to. Yeah. That's. I don't know. It's a lot. It's a lot to take in.
I'm going to hope that it looks better on the TV coverage than it does in there. But let's be honest, it can't be as bad as, who was the team that had the bright yellow court to start off with, and it was blinding on the...
I don't know. Maybe the Pacers, they might have had a yellow one. I don't know. Yeah.
Oh, my God, that hurt so bad. But either way, hopefully everyone has a lovely NBA Cup game. Hopefully you back a couple of winners, and hopefully you win your matchups to carry on with the weekend. Ladies and gentlemen, that'll do us here from the Inside Fantasy Sports Network. Make sure you give us a like and subscribe. We appreciate you. Thank you very much. Enjoy your weekend.